All right, new life. That can be many things here. So let's kind of see what IMDb has to say this movie is about. A mysterious woman on the run and the resourceful fixer assigned to bring her in. They're two unique stories, inextricably linked. Yeah, I butchered that, sorry. As the stakes of the pursuit rise to apocalyptic proportions. Okay, that's lots of hard stuff to say and mix in there. Just being honest. Not sure that told us too much either. Um, so, fairly new film here, so kind of be spoiler free, and I think there are some things here to kind of spoil. So, I will try to keep this kind of as vague as possible. Um, there's two stories basically going on here of two different women at different points of their life. One's a little bit younger of a woman, one's a little bit older, not old, but a little bit older. And again, um, I guess I'll kind of discuss their lives and where they're going here, but definitely at different 2 points and definitely on the verge of kind of coming together here. Um, so it is um, kind of a mix here. I guess this is a little bit of a thriller, a little bit of a drama. Um, Not really crime, but there is a little bit of a chase going on here. Obviously, the young woman here is um, people are looking for her, and obviously the older woman here is the one who's mainly charged with finding her. Um, and I guess what the movie kind of does is kind of put you in a place to kind of see um, a little clip of the young woman early in this movie, so you're not really sure, should you be on her side, should you not, should you, be okay with her being kind of hunted or not. And then obviously the person assigned to fix her, to the fixer that's assigned to catch her, and a little bit about her, and then kind of oddly, her situation and how why she's assigned to her and does she really have a chance of finding the young woman here. So kind of as the movie kind of goes, you'll see a little bit of one and then a little bit of the other, and then it will kind of start filling in some blanks. And and I'll try to pick what I say here very carefully, not to give away too much, so that you guys do have something to kind of see and chew on here when you watch the movie. We'll start with the older woman here. Obviously, she has something wrong with her. I don't remember what it is specifically, and I probably should know, but I don't remember what it is. But she's a little bit handicapped by what she has. She can't really walk right. She, her motor skills aren't always there. She's definitely still smart in the head that she has. Although she's also mentally, kind of struggling with her condition and trying to keep focused on what she needs to do and not let it overcome and she kind of sees that death might be knocking at the door or coming soon, or she kind of maybe has that worry in her head because of where she is in her condition and whatever. And she's obviously pretty good at what she has done. She does, but also there's some realization there that because of how she is now and the direction she's going, she's not going to be able to do this. And this is more than likely going to be her final go at it. And kind of as this goes on, the people that she's talks to and the people who've kind of following the case and following her and that she's working with, are kind of almost at certain points, like trying to pull her away from it, knowing that, this is a big moment and they need to find this girl. And maybe, in the past she could have done this, but now maybe not. So there's all that kind of struggle going on there. So that I think paints a little bit of a picture for her. Then on the flip side, you have a young woman here who I think at the beginning of the film, you're really not sure what to be made, what she's done, why she's kind of being sought after. And then kind of as she moves along and kind of, she's kind of on the run, but, it doesn't make it clearly obvious she's on the run. It looks more like, she's almost trying to get from, location A to location B. And not necessarily so desperate on the run. Um, every once in a while, it might kind of peek its head that she doesn't want to be seen by too many people, and does create some odd moments here and there with people she runs into. Um, but you're gonna see, snippets of her past, and that's gonna fill in some blanks about why this woman is looking for her and why they need her captive or to be caught. And that kind of everything then kind of draws back to the name of the movie, New Life. Because at the end of the day, it is about life. And I think you have these two women that are on a collision course, and as things are revealed about each, obviously, I think, more of the mystery of the movie lies with the young girl and why they're looking for her, and I'm trying really hard not to get into too much of why they're looking for her. Let you guys kind of unpack that as the movie goes. But at the end of the day, it is about life, and I think the two women are more connected than they seem or they would know. They're obviously in two different situations. Um, the younger one, might not completely have the whole picture of why she's being hunted and why she's being looked for. Um, then the other one is more at the end of her life, and if things don't go right, it could be the end of both their lives. If one surrenders, one doesn't. Is the other one going to find her before she becomes too sick? So there's a lot of that kind of discussion. I think as you see the story unfold for the younger one, you're going to see some other life moments in there. Um, I think the movie is one of those movies that kind of sets up the two characters and them coming to eventually come together, but has a lot to say in between. Again, about life. I'm trying to be, I apologize. I'm trying to be very vague because I don't want to give away too much of especially the young girl story here because, uh, that's kind of what I found interesting because they don't let you know right away, what is happening. And even when, they kind of assign this woman to go find her, they don't clearly tell you, why they're going to find. They're looking for her. They will kind of fill in the blanks as it goes. Obviously, if you might have seen the trailer or, read a little bit about the movie, you might know a little bit more and maybe know and whatever. I'm going to assume you know nothing, and I don't want to give you too much. I even though I know I put this on Promote Horror, the press release for it or whatever, I didn't pay attention to it too much, and I wasn't sure that I was going to watch it or not, and then I eventually, came across it and just decided to. I had heard that it, was a pretty solid film, so I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. So I really didn't know, when I just read, the summary there, I'm just like, okay, well, two women are headed on a collision course. Didn't really want to, make me want to watch this movie. But, then, as you start watching it, and then, I would say even early on when, just a few pieces are kind of, I was still like, what is happening here? What am I really watching? What is really the point of all this? Then it kind of hits a point where you really see what is happening with the young woman, and I think in what happened to her and why they're really following. I think then it kind of intrigues you, or at least for me, it kind of hit that point of okay, now they got me. Now I'm like okay, and whatever. And then I think there's important moments when the two women eventually meet. It's a pretty emotional scene. Um, you know, I think what the movie tries to do again is one of these movies that's going to suck you in and kind of want you to care for the characters, like the characters, feel for their stories, feel for where they are, and then when they get to that moment where the two of them are eventually going to meet, really feel the impactfulness of that moment, and the discussion between the two women and the position of the two women, and what is going to happen in that moment. Um, so it's not a movie that's heavy on blood and guts. Um, I would definitely say that this is more of a thriller, a little bit of a drama. Definitely has something to say about life, um, uh, and something to say about a person's journey, um, and the future and so forth. Not too big on the horror. There element there here or there. Maybe a little more sci-fi oriented. Kind of on the border of the two. I think that this movie could be piece of maybe a larger idea, larger whatever, just a certain segment of what could have been a larger thing. Obviously, I don't think it's going to go anywhere else. I think the movie is meant for what it is, and like I said, the conversations in the movie, there are some moments in this movie where either in conversation or just in the scenes itself to take in. And I think once the movie kind of ends, if you kind of take a second to kind of replay, especially with the young woman, just where the movie kind of started, what you learn, and then where it ends, and then even with the older one, kind of where it starts and where it ends. Kind of take in everything that would happen. I think you will feel the impact of the movie. Of course, if you hate both the women and don't care and just bored by them, once this movie ends, you're gonna click it and move on and be like, okay, why did I watch that? Whatever. But I think if you kind of take in the movie and what it's going to say in certain points, and in what is happening in the circumstance here, I think it is can be a bit impactful there, especially maybe if you obviously not had maybe this circumstance, but maybe can relate in some other way. Again, all vague stuff because I don't want to spoil anything for you. But yeah, and I thought the two women here put on two really good performances with what they present here. A lot on their shoulder. There are some other people there, and actually now let me rewind a second and say like I said, it wasn't huge on horror. There is a couple of moments that do kind of turn into horror moments there, and horror or sci-fi moments, whichever you want to take it. And those moments are actually pretty good, and definitely solidly done. And again, not a huge blood and guts movie. That's not what it is. It's more about the women and their journey in life. But those moments, I will, now that I kind of think about it and kind of rewind the movie a little bit in my head, those moments were good. I appreciate those moments. Again, the movie is not about that, but when they kind of remind you that it is a horror movie, is a sci-fi, whichever direction you want to tell more to, in it. But it kind of reminds you of that because otherwise, like I said, it is a little bit more of a drama, more of a person being chased kind of movie. Not huge action scenes. It's not like that kind of thing. It's more of the young woman is on her journey, and this other woman is kind of picking up clues to find her, kind of thing. But yeah, there are a few good moments there with a few things that happen, that do kind of introduce, we'll just call it blood and guts, and it is done well, and I can appreciate that kind of sprinkled in, even though it is definitely not a huge focus of the film. Obviously, the movie could have gone in a different direction, and that could have been a larger part of it, a larger focus of it. But again, I think, this movie's a little bit of a different direction, and it was, again, once again, I'm going to say it more about the women and their journey and life. So yeah, that is really about what the movie is. So that is it's definitely appropriately named New Life. So hopefully I've been vague enough, not vague too much, and gave you a little bit of something. So I think at the end of the day, I'm going to give this 3 pools of blood. I definitely think everybody will see this movie, maybe take it in a different way. Maybe if you can relate to certain things in the movie, you will like it and appreciate it more. Again, if you don't really care and can't relate, you may hate the movie. So again, 3 pools of blood for this one out of 5. So horrorgoryreviews.blogspot.com is where you can find all of my reviews, written and video. And if you're just interested in the video reviews, you can like and subscribe and do everything that everybody wants you to do. But if not, no worries. It is okay. It is fine. There's new life out there to be found somewhere. On Twitter and Facebook, maybe, where you can also reach out to me there. Or in the comment section, once you see this movie, you can complain about it. I wasn't vague enough or too vague or whatever. So with that, I will catch you on the next review, horror fans.